Okay, we're doing this again. I think I just solved the audio issues. Okay, we're off to the races. Alright, this is very promising. Uh, I should be able to, actually stream the movie review tomorrow. Okay, who all is watching this? That is the question. You're just getting ready to wage? Well, my condolences. Hopefully your job isn't an outright humiliation ritual, and hopefully it's above minimum wage in terms of what it pays. OBS on a Mac is pretty terrible, but like right now it's actually it's smooth sailing. You people in the chat. Okay, the fact that you just responded to me right there, that means that you can hear me. You can hear me fine. You have to deal with the public. Well, that's never that's never any good. Um, if you're working at an establishment where any person off the street can just walk in and they can begin interacting with you, and that just comes with the job, then yeah, you're bound to encounter retards, boomers, groids, people who are bored, looking to just start some shit with the first person that they see, something along those lines. It's not pretty. I'm glad I figured this out though, because I'm supposed to stream tomorrow with someone. We're gonna be talking about this very sort of raunchy, seedy, uh, revenge flick, a B movie from the early '70s that everyone's forgot about. It was his choice, not mine. I told him that he could pick anything, any like no limits at all, like no limits on genre or any detail. And I was surprised to see that he picked that one. Welcome back. Yeah, thank you for the welcome wagon. That first stream was that was fucking bunk. Anything going on? No, not exactly. No. I might hop off in I don't know an hour ish, 1 or 2 hours, somewhere right around there, and walk up the street, go to the store, stuff like that. LA was getting pretty bad, noticeably, in 2000 and I don't know, I want to say 2007, no, 2018, somewhere right around there is when I took the hints. I was like, yeah, I don't think I want to stay here. It's not a good situation. But I had a number of reasons to leave it behind. The decay of the city was just one of the reasons. Good that I have my own stream. Well, I've had my own stream for it's been a few weeks. I guess I could have started doing it a long time ago, but whatever. All the people here in my area right now that are on these stupid bikes and scooters that are in the fucking lanes designed for cars, it's always Jeets and Latinx. The white kids, the few white kids that there are, they seem to know the rules. They understand the laws better. Commentary vids for unrelated to film stuff. I mean, yeah, sure. There's things that I could comment on. Like the like just the black pill stuff in general. Like, I mean, I could. I don't think it'd be really worthwhile to make short form stuff that has to do with the black pill. If I were to make anything, it'd be more long form. It'd be like a video essay, and it would cover a lot of different subjects, events, people, um, turning points, things like that, cultural phenomenons. But I'm amazed that I actually got this to work. I spent I spent maybe 10 minutes diagnosing this piece of shit. And here we are, having an actual proper live stream. As for tomorrow, I mean, I should be able to recreate, redo everything that I just did. I don't see why not. OBS just keeps all the settings the way you have it by the time you close the program. Uh, what's Moose is in the live chat. How have things been, Moose? How's life? How has the summer treated you? Have you done anything significant lately? Have you Unimaxed in some way to get a GF and ascend, or are you at that point where it just doesn't matter anymore? You're texting and driving? I mean, you better be pretty careful. The cops will nickel and dime you on anything, especially if you're a white boy. Then they don't take it easy. They don't fuck around. How do y'all like this image up here? Pretty neat, isn't it? It's an unorthodox black pill image. We see that it's that the container itself is transparent. It's just the interior, the ingredients that are matte black. High and lows, nothing exciting. We'll go back to school one day. Well, what would you go to school for? Is that for shekels, or is it for just social circle maxing, or why go back to school? But if you go to school, given your age, if you were to do that within like a year or two, then it wouldn't be seen as unacceptable by the people at the school. But if you're my age and you're doing it, yeah, it's just not gonna fly. Like you're just gonna have that status of being the unk who's for some reason attending university. Did I live in a bad? Not the worst. I moved around to different spots. I would look for arrangements that were relatively low cost. I think when I first, landed and moved into a place with roommates, that was in a part of town not too far from the ocean, not far from Long Beach, but a little further inland. It wasn't that rough of a town, but like a neighborhood. It was relatively clean-ish, a little more low profile. Still kind of ghetto. Wasn't awesome. Wasn't great, but I at the time I didn't really care just because my focus at the time was music and just taking it day by day. So I would make a very trivial amount of shekels, enough to pay the rent and buy food, and then whenever I wasn't doing that, I was trying to enjoy life. To give yourself a purpose. I'm not sure what that means. Oh, you mean like just having a thing to do, like you have homework, you have classes to go to, like you just are looking for a placeholder. I mean, surely there's something in this world that speaks to you in some way. I'm sure that you've heard of Collective Dismal's concept of an incel or an excess male having a thing, which means you're doing something or learning about something or you're pursuing something for its own intrinsic value and nothing else. Rainbow Room, yeah, and Whiskey A Go Go. I'm familiar with both of those joints. Whiskey A Go Go has quite the legacy behind it. So many bands, so many artists have played there. It's a nice venue. A lot of history behind it. I used to have a dirt bike. I even had an ATV at one point. I had a in the early 2000s, in like 2003, I think. I can't remember what manufacturer made it, but there's some company out there. They were making actual four wheelers for kids that weren't like those rinky, shitty plastic fake ones. Like they were actual, vehicles. You had to put gasoline and oil, and they weighed a bunch, that kind of thing. I had a red one, and then I had a cousin who had a blue, and his brother had like a black one. That was a lot of fun. It was a very good cope as a youngster. Yeah, definitely a lot of legends, a lot of artists who went on to be significant. Played at least one gig at Whiskey A Go Go. in terms of like it's like who it's housed, for the night to perform. There's not many venues in the United States that are on that level, of like meaningful artists, people who really became something, people who, brought something rich into the world. The Viper Room. Oh, that doesn't sound familiar. I don't think I've been to that. That's not ringing a bell. I'm assuming that it's another music venue with a bar or something. Is the Viper Room is that on like a well-known street? Is it, is it like Sunset Boulevard or something, or because if it's on Sunset, then I probably have been there once. Uh, just out of sheer, oh hey, I moved to a new place. Look at all these cool things I can go see. Like, for that reason and nothing else. It is on Sun. Oh, okay, all right, all right. Then it's likely I've set foot in the place once upon a time. Probably wasn't like something I frequented. Overdosed on black pills. I don't know if you can truly overdose on the truth. I don't know if you can truly overdose on just like acknowledging reality. But yeah, plenty of people will just, I don't know, they'll commit suicide or become some sort of a junkie to deal with it or something like that. It's like their own prerogative. You guys want to see something? I want to see one of the ugliest dogs I've ever encountered. Um, I took a picture of this fucking thing. Let me see. I know I have it here somewhere. Yeah, check this out. Check this out. This is crazy how homely this poor animal is. No, I didn't make the black pill images. I found them. I mean, some were on just Google Images, some were on Imgur. It was like random, obscure stuff that somebody else shot. But it looks photorealistic. It doesn't look like AI. I have a bunch of these black pill images that are very clinical and that sort of thing. I have an entire folder of just building materials, things I would definitely need for the video essay. I have various shots of black pills on a blank surface, blue pills, white pills, uh, red pills, obviously, shit like that. I have a bunch of these really, really good side by side screenshots where you can see celebrities, foids, famous foids, with and without makeup. And surprise, surprise, most of them do not look very good without makeup. That's putting it lightly. Particularly Tyra Banks, Kesha, who else? Simone Biles looks pretty bad. Jessica Alba looks noticeably worse, but she's not ugly. Rihanna, obviously. Jessica Simpson, and the list goes on. There's probably more I could compile. These dogs are well, yeah. These dogs are uh, on principle. They're defective units. Like there's just so many things wrong with them. The way they breathe, the way they take a shit. I mean, just everything. Even though this is an ugly dog and it really looks like a mongrel or like an accident or a case of dysgenia, in some weird, distorted way, it's almost like this endearing kind of ugliness. Um, Wait a second. Let's go back. I'm gonna show you what I was talking about with the makeup thing. Okay, so I'm glad that I saved these so you can get an understanding of who's what some of these broads really look like. Um, okay, I'm gonna have to remove this uh stupid dog. And okay, we're back to the stock image. Okay, let's uh let's look at this one. So let's look at this chick right here. This is Tyra Banks. Here on the left, that's what she looks like on television, things like that. And on the right is what she actually looks like. I mean, can you really say that this is a good-looking woman by any stretch of the imagination? Like, even taking into account just rating her within her own race? She's probably mixed, but the point still stands. I mean, this is crazy. Pretty over the top. It's just false advertising. Hard to downplay the effects of makeup. Her face shape is uncanny. Well, yeah, I mean, it's not just the shape of her face that, like something about that's just really, I don't know, like kind of repulsive, but there's just something off about the eyes, you know? Like if you were out and about and let's say you're a patron at some place and the bitch behind the counter looks like this, like what's on the right. I mean, you'd be nervous, you'd be scared, like that would be unsettling. This is like a blank expression, but I mean, just look at this person. She's not, I mean, come on. It's not even that she's hideous or whatever. It's not that. It's just like the physiognomy is not it. I mean, that's putting it lightly. Uh, there's another one that we can show you. Can hold on. Let me go searching. Where are we at? Here we go. Okay, now we have this one. You've all heard of Rihanna. She's had how many hit songs? That's what she actually looks like. Like nobody would really assume that, you know? Like it's that much of a looks min for her to not be covered by these gimmicks. You keep ruminating on things, Moose. I mean, what things do you ruminate on, if you don't mind me asking, unless they're terribly private? Just want to change of scenery. I mean, yeah, a change of scenery can be very, very healthy. Zesty Megamind phenotype, Jesus. See, this is just the beginning of the iceberg. I mean, if I could spend some more time, get on, uh, get on Instagram, get on Quoves, find, just a big dossier of side by sides like this. I mean, the real black pill here isn't even like, in my view, this whole makeup question, like the real black pill is these foids, even without it, even without soft maxing or surgery or any of that. Even in such a state, they have more just inherent value than me or anyone in this live chat combined. but not objectively. They don't. It's not like it's artificial. It's inflated. It's not. It's not like an objective thing. It's just the state of the social contract, and you see what I'm getting at. I'm not saying that she's actually more talented or more deserving of life than anyone in this chat. Okay, that's enough of Rihanna. Admittedly, some Rihanna tracks are good. The remixes of them. There's some good DJs out there who have chopped and screwed up some of her tracks, and they're not bad. I wonder what happened to that guy in the live chat who, in that first very short outtake of a live stream that was like 12 minutes long, was claiming that he can hear me receiving notifications from Grinder. I wonder what happened to that little faggot. He just wants to do a hit and run, I guess. How courageous. I mean, by saying what he said, he kind of gave away his position, and he allowed me to identify him. I know exactly who that person is. So I don't even know why he'd bother, putting together a sock account. It's like you're giving away your position, Bucko, given the way you talk to me and the specific words you use. Neuropillar, what's up? How's it going? How's life? Who chopped and screwed Rihanna's tracks? Oh, I don't recall the name. I found them on YouTube, I think, once upon a time, and it was it was kind of cool. I enjoyed it. It's not my favorite kind of electronic music, for sure. I'm really not into this trend of pitching down and slowing down tracks. Like, um, it's just not that interesting. However, there are instances where it works really well. Uh, like there's a guy who did a really competent job here on YouTube of taking The Red by Chevelle and pitching it down, but he pitches it down like competently. It's dare I say it competes considerably with the original version. I showed you guys a picture of that dog earlier. There's actually a stray cat that keeps coming by. Don't even know what attracted it. But the cat, conversely, is not ugly. The cat is not dysgenic. I'll show you a picture of this stray cat. No, it wasn't Hollow. It's someone that I clashed with long before Hollow came into the picture. It's someone that I'm convinced is a hired hand, a plant of some kind, uh, a very, very bad actor, the worst kind of provocateur you could ever meet in the Black Pill space. Um, that's all I'll say about him. But the guy is an absolute whack job if I ever saw one. He and his little band of trannies, and that's not an exaggeration. So this is the stray cat that keeps coming by. That someone's name starts with a J? No, actually. You're very close, Celtic Cat. It's not with a J, but the person you're thinking of is in cahoots with the person I'm thinking of. Steely Dan. Steely Dan is actually a good band. Um, I still hear their music at the grocery store and things like that. Uh, I get jazzed up whenever a Steely Dan song comes on. They were talented. Um, Steely Dan was good. Canned Heat was good. Seals and Crofts, I think that's the name of another group from the 70s, also quite good. America, the band famous for A Horse with No Name. Like, there's definitely plenty of soft rock, non-rock uh, artists from that time who were quite good, but they didn't have that they weren't ostentatious like AC/DC or Styx or Judas Priest. They didn't have some sort of an edge to them. Styx was a very, very good band. Like the early stuff is, I mean, some of it's a little funky, um, but a lot of it is very prog, in like terms of the lyrics and the songwriting. Are you familiar with the comedian Chris Elliott? Yeah, he's also an actor. Um, he was in he was in a '90s comedy with Cameron Diaz. Um, I know that he was in that. He had a supporting role, I believe. But yeah, he's also a stand-up comic, and he has a bit of a cerebral sense of humor. The best edgy band was probably Seether. I mean, Seether was more. It was just post grunge. I mean, they were just one of several bands that really took after Nirvana and Alice in Chains and Portishead and a little bit of Smashing Pumpkins. I mean, there's plenty of edgy bands out there who like they have the image and the sound. Um, like Marilyn Manson in the '90s. That's one. Ramstein in the '90s. Perhaps Nine Inch Nails. Oh, you think I look like that fucker? You think I look like Chris Elliott? I mean, I've never heard that before. Usually when people say I look like someone, they say Kurt Cobain, they say Ewan McGregor. I mean, I don't know what this guy looked like when he was younger, and had had some hair on his head. Madam Blue. Nigga, Madam Blue isn't even their better material. Not even close. All right, we're back to the stock image. Looks like Ty Siegel. I don't know who that is. That's I've never heard of that person. That's not Steven Seagal's kid, is it? Like, hang on a second. Okay, yeah. So Ty Segall he's just a singer songwriter, plays acoustic guitar. Um, I don't. Yeah, I still don't. I don't look like this person. Uh, yeah, the eye area, the nose, the skull shape. It's just not. Yeah, it's quite the departure. No, it didn't get leaked. It didn't get leaked at all. I consciously was was on camera. I was okay with that. I mean, you're subscribed to my channel, or at least you have been to it, Flat Earth Felix. I mean, there's short, there's clips of me on camera. I assume they already knew that. Owen Cook. Huh. Yeah, yeah, something like that. Scared that face fagging. Well, not really, just because I'm not doing anything illegal, and um, I talk about the black pill stuff in a very specific way. It's not Fed posty. It's nothing like what you've seen from the other people, like like Dark Cell or someone like that. I deliberately would avoid that sort of image. My approach is really just the opposite. But I mean, I'm not the only one to face fag and be relatively left alone. I mean, look at Todd, William from the Thomas White live streams. I think you definitely can face fag, and it's not any real problem, depending on what your life circumstances are. Like if you had some cushy corporate job or you were running for political office, then it would be a pretty big deal. I don't think you'd get away with that. With another guest in the background saying slurs. Well, even if they did that, I'll simply say, well, hey, look, I didn't say the slurs in that moment on camera, so what's the problem? You don't see my mouth moving. Which, like, even then, the whole slur thing, I feel like that's changing a great deal. Like, I've noticed on Discord with younger people who are in their teens, early 20s, all the guys that are in like the looks maxing servers, like they'll throw around racial slurs all the time. They're not even really black pilled. Like they don't really know anything about the JQ or whatever, and they just use these phrases all like, very regularly. Like there's no problem. I wouldn't even consider it to be all that brave, because even if you try to cover your tracks, Zog is going to find a way to connect your various online identities to your IRL identity. It's not that difficult for them to do. It doesn't take very long. I mean, the things that you're watching, like the way you put sentences together, like, it gives away your position. Now, earlier I was talking about like these A-lister celebrity foids uh, that look significantly worse without makeup. But I mean, there's a few I can name that actually still look good. They're still quite attractive even without any. Um, Thoughts on Craig Candor? Craig seems like an okay guy. Like I think he and I could definitely have a civil discussion, but like he and I are not going to really be on the same page. You know, like he's very embedded into the NASA theatricality, and I completely reject it. Um, he's really a bit of a normie when it comes to music. You know, he's a Beatle fag, and he thinks all the stuff attributed to the Beatles is true, and it's just like, you know, if you're into that kind of music, then so be it. You know, I just let the buck end there. Um, but I think he and I would have at least some common ground. You know, within like just talking about the black pill stuff. Like he's probably more into the Lookism Chad theory and the Evo psych stuff than I am, but he would probably be receptive to like dashboardy and black pill talking points. Zog knows what we all do. It's just the normies. Well, yeah, at this point, I'm pretty okay with, you know, like if it got out and there's just a bunch of people in my town or people who knew me in real life, they found my YouTube channel and the Thomas White streams, I don't think it would have much impact. It wouldn't be very meaningful. Like it wouldn't change things considerably. You know, like a few people that know me well already understand that I'm not orthodox, you know, in my worldviews and stuff. Yeah, the digital ID is just um that's just making it easier for them, faster, easier. But they've really already had the means to connect dots and make very good educated guesses and you know figure out neuropillar like you, for example. Like even though you're probably not high up on their list, I'm sure that you've been on the internet long enough to where they've kind of figured it out. You know, like they've narrowed it down considerably. Maybe not, you know, hyper precise, but close. But really, I mean, my channel is not it's nothing like offensive. There's nothing so egregious on there. It's like, what are people even gonna throw a fit about? Like, well, what would they have to be upset over? I mean, what could they really point to? Scotty, yeah, Scotty is he's really kind of annoying. Like like that spat that he and I had in the Thomas White server, like he was trying to tell me that there is no shortage of females, especially within recent generations, and I was telling him that's been disproven, Bucko. Like that's we're way beyond that. And he's like, no, you can go on Facebook and you can look at any city, type in a generic void name, and you'll see so many profiles. Like, how is that meaningful evidence for your position? Whereas my position is you go outside, you go around, you look at places, you look at the populations, and you're just going to see a lack of women. You're going to see a lack of viable, attractive, biologically relevant women, even in the cities where you are going to have a higher concentration of them compared to a rural area or a low key suburb that's populated with boomers. Like, so this guy is just completely lost. Like, it's 2026 and he's trying to tell me that there's more than enough women to go around, but they're just all simply not interested. So he's halfway there. Him saying that they're not interested is very true. It's pretty accurate. It's like they're not, and that includes women who are in an LTR or a marriage. Like, are they in love with their husband? On average, no, not even close. But denying the supply demand problem, I don't even know what he's talking about. I don't know what he bases that on. There's no way that Scotty's hair is like that naturally. That's impossible. He uses some kind of gel. He's got that early 2000s tweaker wigger maxed um hairstyle. That's not even an exaggeration, by the way. Dr. Winkles, like that, I was there when that happened. There was this fucking idiot who was saying that he had seen the globe. It's like, no, 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 no. You saw cartoons and CG imagery, you saw paintings. That's what you saw. You didn't walk out of your house and see a globe, for fuck's sake. Brainwashed to only like certain type of men. Well, what if I told you that women are actually brainwashed, socially engineered, and incentivized to not like any man? What if I told you that? What if the problem is actually more severe than you may realize? I mean, good thing there's no black women at the pool. I don't think I'd want to see that. I mean, geez, like, I don't go to pools. I don't go to pools anymore. If I want to go swimming, I'll go to the lake, I'll go to the reservoir. Natural water feels good, no chlorine. Nobody else is swimming there. Oh, while I have this going, I should actually show you guys another image. Yeah, last year I spent some time, really looking at like the model glamour landscape of today. It was surprising how like unattractive um so many of the women are. And then you have like this overt um propaganda of you know black women, and I I think I see more of that than any other group. Like, sure, I'll see Hispanic or like Latinx and like mixed looking women, and like the shampoo, the makeup commercials, all the cosmetic beauty stuff, um, the catwalk stills. But I think they seem to be pushing Black Voids more than any other group, far and away. That's what my little reconnaissance was showing me, because like that was a recurring theme. Um, I can't remember what website or what magazine was. I, I'm about to show you something. I'm about to show you a profile shot of a Floyd that's a model, and not just a model. She's an acclaimed model, like a very like a celebrated one within that industry. Check this out. Does this look like a model to you? Is that a model tier? I mean, with even within the context of her own race, I would not say this is like one of the better looking ones. And the fact that she's at some agency, she gets all these headshots done. I mean, there's no way that that these industry vets think that this is beautiful, because there's no way. There's no fucking way. Um, I mean, come on. She didn't even take out this ridiculous ornament here in her nose for the shot. I mean, for fuck's sake. I mean, this is frightening. Like, um, yeah, okay. It's mind blowing, isn't it? Like, 'cause not only is this person a model, they are a they're a distinguished, allegedly noteworthy one that is considered a big deal. Um, Speaking of models, Anthropho, that Foyd is apparently a model. Like that's where that headshot is from. That was done by some major magazine or company, like a legacy one. They had this bitch featured on their website. I don't recall her name, but she is, or at least was recently, a working model. I can just about guarantee that. Speaking of models, though, there is this like, I don't know if I think she's Israeli, and she blew up on Instagram or something. Well, yeah, okay, yeah, the industry and this PC woke world that we're in is going to say that she's a model and glaze her up. Yeah, like that's what I'm talking about. Is I'm not saying that she truly is beautiful. She isn't. I'm just pointing out how absurd the inversion of the standards are, even within the industry that celebrates beauty and human aesthetics. I mean, the fact that even they got bought and paid for. I mean, holy fuck. Anyway, there's an Israeli girl who became like an Instagram model, and like I don't know if I've seen a Floyd whose looks are more divisive than this person. because like there's guys saying that she's very very attractive, like mind-blowingly good looking. Uh, like something like someone you would only see in a fantasy land. And then there's a bunch of other guys saying that she looks bad. You know, she looks unappealing. She doesn't look good, but I'll show you. This is a this is a pro shot. This is one of her first major portraits done. Oh, you watch Hyperborean Knowledge? Neuropillar? That's nice. Yeah, I don't know this girl's name, but I do remember her making the rounds on the internet. She's allegedly Israeli. But let's just do a quick run. Like everybody, like let's do. I don't like doing the 1 to 10 thing because it's kind of dumb. But just for the sake of brevity, provide your rating in the chat. Like cause I'm thinking that it's going to be terribly divisive between you guys. I think there's going to be people in here saying that she's like a 4, and then other people saying that she's like an 8 or a 9. But yeah, don't let me influence your immediate reaction. Like, let's just go with the image that we have here. It's your initial thoughts. Would I bang her? Who's her? The chick on the screen? Would I? Yeah, no, I absolutely would. Yeah, for straight up. Um, yeah, I that would be cool. Sex with her would be enjoyable. Uh, another divisive one is Geo Scotty. Like you got guys saying that she's absurdly cute, and then guys saying that she's busted, mid, blah blah blah. I think she's cute. I'd say she's got like definitely above average face card. 7.8. That's an oddly specific number, but yeah, yeah. I'm gonna agree with it more or less. Like, so she's a noticeably above average girl. Her face is a bit unique. Um, like it's rare. Like you wouldn't see very many women with a face like that. Like looking unique doesn't mean you look pretty necessarily, but there's like the two phenomenons I think are occurring with this person. The upper eyelid exposure, yeah, I guess yeah, it's a little bit of a yeah, it's a little distracting. Um, all right, going back going back to this jury close-up shot. Yeah, like yeah, see, I probably wouldn't want to be with her in anything long term, you know. Not that I even have an option or a choice in that because I don't, because she doesn't know that I exist. Um, but yeah, like if I had options, you know, if I had an option between that specific girl we just saw and maybe a slightly less attractive Scots Irish Swiss girl, like you know, who's a nobody, I'm gonna pick the second option for sure. I wouldn't even have to think about that. You know who's attractive, but just like nobody ever really talks about it. Um, or at least, well, she's getting older. She's like middle aged now. I wouldn't say she's attractive right now, but in her 20s, even her early 30s, like in she was definitely she was definitely fuckable. This chick. Recognize her? Longtime actress, child actress, even. See, like this is kind of what I was imagining. You know, when I said if I had a choice between that unique looking Israeli model and some like, you know, like slightly less attractive, less noticeable Swiss, Germanic, Nordic, Scots Irish, you know, English girl, like how I would pick that. Like this is kind of what I had in mind. Like I don't think this one is a knockout, really. But specifically like here, whatever age she was. Um, yeah, there's just something about it. Like you have a combination of her physiognomy, her youth. You can't like this is obviously a colorless image, but she has blonde hair. You know, she has very nice eyes. You know, in terms of color. Um, I think she's a little yeah, she's less than a seven. She's a little closer within the realm of normal looking, like girl next door tier, but because of the things I listed, like she becomes very attractive and very desirable for some reason. It's hard to describe. It's hard to put into words. Like this chick looks far more ordinary than the Israeli model. Like the Israeli model has a more prominent, striking like facial structure, whereas this girl does look kind of like a standard teen college age chick, you know, somewhere within the Midwest or something. But she's hot, you know, like even though she's not a hottie in terms of like the PSL traditionalism, like she's pretty desirable. Moving on. What's the girl's name? Her first name is Amanda. Her last name is Seyfried or something like that. She's been an actress for a long time. Uh, okay. I'm probably gonna have to hop off in, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes ish, something like that. Uh, yeah, but I could stay on for a little longer. I'm uh I'm sort of I'm multitasking right now. Yeah, that actress Amanda Seyfried, she's in an episode of House MD in season one. She looks quite young, like when they were filming that. I remember watching that on TV when I was, or on DVD when I was maybe like 11 or 12, and I just remember thinking, damn, I'm not even that into girls, but for some reason I'm into her. Did you take this photograph? No, no, I didn't. It is pretty cool. This version of it, it's very, very cropped in, the normal original shot is much more wide, but this is a good close-up. I need to get around to doing some blackfill imagery though. Like I should buy some props and figure out a lighting scheme and then shoot it. See what I come up with. Dove Cameron. You think Dove Cameron is cute? I guess when she was young, like, yeah, I mean, sure. I'm not sure. I don't know if she looks as good without makeup. I don't know. I can see the appeal. I guess. Not as cute as a young, like a young Miley Cyrus or Haley Joel Osment's sister. Like, she was pretty cute when she was young. And Dove Cameron has she has an interesting physiognomy. You could definitely cast her, but also like if you're trying to cast like a supporting character of the protagonist or something, like you could probably still cast her. Just change the outfit. Her face can definitely go both ways. It's hard to describe. Okay, I think we've been talking about voids, about, even though it's very harmless. Sorry, that's enough of that. That's enough void talk for the day. Jesus Christ, I probably don't want to talk about voids for a week straight now. I don't want to think about it. What video is this? Well, this is a funny GIF, basically. I won't explain it, because, visually it says everything that needs to be said. What else can we talk about? What else is on people's minds? In sheet, man. Now, let's lighten the mood, just for a moment. I want to see some Keck fuel. So, there's actually an obscure, somehow leaked image of Bash. It's been floating around in the Blackpill space. I happen to have a copy of this image. I will show it to you now. Pretty colorful, isn't it? It feels like parody, but at the same time, I could just believe it. I can buy it. I'm not skeptical. His normal everyday wear? Well, I wasn't aware of that. I mean, I wouldn't have assumed that it was this flamboyant and silly. Moose, just for context, this is the guy that got into it with Western Decline um, on Thomas White. I don't know if you were there for that, but he never leaves home without those. Well, those aren't pentagrams. Like, it's what are you talking about? Those aren't pentagrams. Those are stars of David. Obviously. Are you daft? Oh, you vaguely recall that moose? Yeah, it was not super recent. Um yeah, I'm not I don't know if that was late 2025 or early 2026. It was somewhere around there. That's a name I haven't heard in a long time. Reference to the original Star Wars film. You know, after this, I'm gonna go to the store and go to the post office, and then I'll probably go to a very nice cafe that's up the street from me. It's actually a dope place. Very, very comfortable to chill at. Good Wi-Fi. Very nice atmosphere. Uh, the only thing that's not so great are the obnoxious foids that work there. They're quite the handful. Oh, you want to see one of the oldest, as far as the quote unquote experts know, one of the oldest swastikas discovered anywhere in the world. This is apparently somewhere in somewhere in Northern Europe, and they say that it's thousands of years old. I mean, who knows if that's even accurate? But you know, I'm assuming that it really is archaic or whatever. But pretty neat. This may be a hot take though. I like the black sun imagery more than this. Like this is still meaningful. Like it's still important. You know. But I think the black sun looks cooler. I want to get like a black sun, like I don't know, uh pendant necklace or something made out of copper. Hipster foids? Uh kind of. I mean two of them are a bit like that, you know, like they're these posers who pretend to be into obscure music and rock music, and they don't know shit about any of it. And I could tell they don't know shit about it. I could tell that they listen to one song by the Smiths and one song by Backseat Lovers and one song by Radiohead or something, and they think that they've come home and they've discovered something magical. But I can't complain too much because every time I go in there and I want to just take it easy, chill, work on the laptop or something, they usually have a pretty good playlist going in there. Like they've got 60s like folk revival stuff. They've got like 70s um soft rock. They got like 80s new wave. They got 90s electronic going. They got acoustic grunge. It's a very, very good mix. You like the Black Sun edits where they have it spin around. Why would you, of all people, be watching such a thing? Does any of this shit matter to you? And if so, why? Why? I mean, okay, whatever. I don't really care that much. I'm just surprised. And this image right here, this symbol has nothing to do with hate. It's a bunch of horse shit. It's everything to do with heritage. Means the owner is cultured. Perhaps. I don't know who the owner is. And they probably, like most owners, are hardly ever, on site. But yeah, it's a nice little cafe. I do genuinely like the place. They have their coffee is decent. It's a little mediocre, but because it's cheap, hard to complain. But they do have coffee alternatives that are good. Hold on a second. I wonder how many people. Hang on. Yeah, this has been going for like 90 minutes. Jeez. Yeah, nothing terribly exciting. You guys got to see some nice photography of various types and hear me ramble into the void at the cafe, or is it too? Oh, I mean, okay, doing a stream at the cafe, uh, it's possible, but it would definitely be, it'd be kind of weird. It'd be, it'd be awkward. It'd be strange. But I feel like if I were to do that, I would do what Clavicular does. I'd get someone, I'd get a cameraman to just walk around and and just fuck with people or something, But that's kind of risky, seeing that I'm a white guy and the cafe is very PC woke coded. It's not that bad. It's not awful, but yeah, you just got to keep in mind the general patron and the people working there. Thank you for the photo. Yeah, you're welcome. I have quite the bevy of photos. I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of gigabytes of all kinds of stuff. Things I shot, things other people shot. Got quite the gallery. Okay. Okay, well, okay, I'm gonna pack. I feel like the cameraman makes you look important enough. Well, I mean, yeah, like that's kind of that's a part of it. That's a, that that's you're right. I'm 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 a little shocked that you kind of were thinking the same thing I was, young I. But yeah, see, like when you're out in public and you do have a cameraman, no matter the size of the camera, if it's a shitty camcorder from 1999 or it's a fucking Ari Alexa or it's someone on their iPhone with a gimbal, like the fact that you have a cameraman, like there's just something about that. It just does something to people's perception of you. They just become tolerant and they think that you're important and they don't like they get a lot more apprehensive on approaching you and shutting down whatever it is you're doing. You can tell that I'm a student of film and photography. Well, what makes you think so? I think so, Neuropillar. I just have to ask. You think I'm a student formally or just generally speaking, like, just someone who learns about it and all that? But what makes you think I'm an actual student of it? Hold around a fake microphone. Uh, oh, my critique of Pathfinder. Um, what was I talking about on it? I mean, I was probably talking about like the shot compositions and then how they use color for the mood and um the film has a bit of like a white canvas sort of feel to it with all those exterior scenes because everything's white. You almost like lose this sense of scale and place. I love it when films do that. Like in The Neon Demon when she goes to her first serious shoot and it's in a blank white room. When you do that, you lose all sense of scale and placement. Like it's a fascinating thing to play around with. Yeah, well, Neuropillar, I never went to film school. I never received any training. I'm self-taught. Um, I got into doing my own still imagery because of movies, because of cinema. I would just look at these things and I would attempt to copy them basically. So I like to mimic cinematographers like Peter Sasursky, a little bit of Greg Fraser and Wally Pfister, Caleb Deschanel, Newton Siegel, Nicholas Winding Refn, Dario Argento, George Lucas, David Tattersall. Like that's kind of my home base. That's how I got. That's what made me want to pick up a camera and start doing it. Like I received basically no real formal training except for one time I did go to a workshop that was for like a week or something. And that taught me what the remainder of what I kind of needed to just begin taking it seriously and really going for it. That definitely gave me the boost, the confidence that I needed. You could say. Take appreciation of the art to know the difference. Yeah, yeah, definitely. It took me a long time to really uh, get into it, just because growing up as a kid, even though I had the seeds planted, my parents, the stewards in my life were not supportive of seeing art as like a craft, as like a skill. They all would tell me that it's nothing more than a hobby. Um, that kind of nonsense. It's just, it's not true at all. And just for kicks, since I have this on my computer, I'll give you, Neuropillar, and anyone else who cares, a sneak peek into some recent, very recent stuff that I've been working on, that I've been shooting. Um, I don't know why. I don't know why this program scales images so badly. It's a problem. But yeah, here we go. This is one I did not too long ago that I'm fairly proud of. Yeah, it is OBS. Shockingly, I got OBS to work. I mean, I was using StreamYard earlier, and there was basically no audio. Um, so I revisited OBS. I did dick around with it for maybe like 10, 15 minutes, and miraculously, it's working. I wasn't expecting that. Yeah, the colors, by the way, it was here where I'm at, like on days that are exceptionally hot, that the heat seems to do something to the colors, at golden hour and the chapter that comes after it. And on this specific day, like there was just, there was a kiss of red, orange, like very faint purple, and I was like, damn, I have to fucking shoot this. I wasn't planning to shoot this, but it's like, the light is just in a specific way. The color scheme is just right. I didn't have my big boy camera on me ready to go. I shot this on this is like a point and shoot little camera that was made, I don't know, 16 years ago. Now on the 4th, I did some long exposure stuff, and that was a lot of fun. Look at this thing. I'll definitely be doing this next year. I should have started doing long exposure with fireworks a long time ago, because basically got a bunch of shots that look like this. Like, it's like a trippy, I don't know, like neon sign of some kind, but it's fireworks, just normal stuff. Like, by the way, Young Eye, if you want that image, if you want a high res copy, I could send you one for the small price of I don't know, 49.99. Just kidding, just kidding. Some of the I'll show you. I mean, because this whole like firework thing, it was more fruitful than I had assumed it would be. Um, Hang on a second. Let's remove this one. Show you what's in my opinion of that entire series. I'll show you the other two that I think are like the strongest. So this one I absolutely love. This one I'm very proud of. This one's quite good, and let's see. What the hell? No, not this one. I don't need a copy of the same. There we go. There we go. Yeah. All right. These two hunks right here, these two lookers. Two shots from late night, 4th of July. Long exposure. Point and shoot model. No LUTs, no egregious color grading. The only issue I have with these is because they were captured on such a small camera with a small sensor, you can't really blow these up. So as much as it pains me, I may use topaz and just do like a 1-to-1 and just make these 2, 3 times bigger. Because like you say, like these are good background stills. Like these are wallpapers. Um, yeah, I dig it. I fucking dig it. I went in with not terribly high expectations. I remember thinking to myself, I probably won't get very good shots with this camera and all this movement. But I'm gonna do it anyways. But yeah, no, it's great art can come from, adversity and being limited. Tell all your friends I'll be here all week. Hardy har har. I probably have, I don't know, 20 something in total of firework shots. Many of them are just like they're instantly recognizable, and the viewer would think, yeah, it's a firework. I bet the ones that I am most proud of are the ones that aren't so obvious, the ones that are a little surreal, and there's a little bit of an abstract quality. You're not gonna believe what I shot those with. You're not even gonna believe me. I shot those on a Canon point and shoot that was made in 2010. You're probably not going to believe me, but that is what those shots. That's how I captured them. This freaking image of this black pill is just ridiculously scaled up for no reason. Yeah. What got me into shooting fireworks? Yeah, that was like a very spontaneous thing. Because I had never seriously photographed them before, and I knew that the town that I was in that night, like they were gonna have some fairly large ones, and so I thought to myself, um, even though my main camera, my big boy camera's out of commission, I'm either I'm still going, I'm either gonna shoot it on an iPhone or I'm gonna shoot it on a little Canon point and shoot and just try and make the shots work. If I have to edit them to make them better, if they need to be upscaled, then I could do that. But I wanted to push the equipment to its limits, to its absolute height. Wanted to see what it was made of, if you know what I mean. Mine. You know what else I shot for the first time? Pouring and spilling milk. It's kind of a generic choice of subject, but I still had some fun doing that. I found a way to make it fun, make it worthwhile. Yeah, something like this. Shallow depth of field, the spilt milk on the surface has a different hue than the milk that's coming out of the carton. Warm hue, cold hue, dark void setting. Coconut milk short. I mean that short was shot on my shitty iPhone. So the image was not good. Um, this one is noticeably better. You know, you can see those little like hairy type edges. You know, on the mouth of the carton, there's some dynamic range with the colors. Um, yeah, I didn't want to do the generic stuff, you know, that all the photographers do. You know, with milk and cream and splashing white liquid. I just, yeah, that just didn't interest me. Wanted to do something else with the lighting and then just the overall setting. Instead of it being in like a white, ethereal, heavenly space that you see in the commercials, I need to go the opposite direction. Need to go to I don't want to say it's definitely not like grindhouse or vintage, but it's yeah, it's a little lopsided. Like if you were watching a David Lynch film or something like that, or like a Gaspar Noé film, and you know, like the character was imagining spilt milk. I would like to think that those filmmakers would have a shot like this. You know, they'd have something like that with the framing and those colors. By the way, that coconut milk recipe. I mean, if you're ever feeling thirsty and it's a summer day, I do recommend drinking that. It's raw, so it's raw milk, frozen coconut water, um, a little bit of honey, and like one egg yolk. You blend that together, and yeah, it's very hydrating. Far more than water would ever be. By the way, at Neuropillar, are you on Discord or is Discord not your cup of tea? I left Discord. Yeah, I understand. I was just wondering if there's a place where, we could chat every now and then, aside from YouTube. But yeah, it's not a big deal. You're on okay, well, yeah, I'm on Telegram too. The Telegram layout, like the interface of it, kind of drives me nuts. But for DMs, yeah, it's fine. I don't mind using it at all. It's just being in quote unquote servers is where it's just like it's an unintelligible mess. Yeah, a lot of people are starting to gravitate towards Telegram. But yeah, I have my phone right here in front of me, so let me go to the app. Let me figure this out. Yeah, my username is just um it's just excess mail. I'll uh I'll put it in, like I'll do verbatim right here so you can see. Put it in quotes. That's what it should be on Telegram. You can send me a test DM and we'll go from there. This image is ridiculously big for some reason. Let's see. Um, okay, there you are. Yep, I see you. Yeah, came through. All right. I'm gonna go soon, very soon. But before I do that, since I got onto this train of geeking out over these images and all that shit. Just can't help myself because I'm an obsessive. But yeah. How about this one? How about this shot right here? How do you like them apples? Yeah, this was very accidental, to be perfectly frank, because like this looks kind of like a still, like a freeze frame from, like a slow motion sequence, but that's not what it is at all. Like I spilled some milk on the table and I was like, yeah, let's have it run off. Let's see if we can get like a good, like a nice pattern out of it. I probably got unusable shots for maybe 10 minutes straight, just so many outtakes, so many bad ones. And then finally, when the pouring started to slow down, I could see these droplets and I was like, "Oh shit. Okay, let's hope that this little piece of shit is fast enough to capture at least a little bit of the stream, completely in focus, without any motion blur." Yeah, interesting that you say 90s because like I really don't care for the digital look. I prefer the analog look. I think that film is always going to look better than digital. So even though I don't shoot on film, I do try to mimic it. I don't use a bunch of LUTs and plugins and editing. I just try to light it in a way and then very gently edit it into the finish line. And sometimes I'll you know I'll reduce the natural sharpness of the image and that sort of thing that can help to make it less clinical or modern. Film mogs, film stock 35 millimeter mogs. Nobody's competing with that. Okay, y'all. It was fun. There's going to be a stream. Wait a second. Tomorrow or Saturday? One of those 2 days. Um, yeah, I have to DM the person that I'm collaborating with. I can't remember if he said Friday or Saturday, but yeah, no, there's going to be another movie review stream in the very, very near future. We're talking about, something very sleazy, very English, very gritty, very tough, kind of a B film. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So goodbye, everybody. Good luck in your endeavors.